Welcome back, sewists. Today I want to share with you two projects of the past. Both of these projects belong to my mom. I made them in the early 90s. I want to say 94, 95. Back then, my mom was the director of development for a hospital. She did all the fundraising and a lot of development things. And she was always public speaking and doing fundraisers and that sort of thing. And she always had to look great, which she did. She had amazing style. And she was so fun to sew for. So I'm going to show you two of her dresses that she wore to work back in the day. Two very classic dresses that you could wear today. And if I can find either the pattern or something very similar, I will also include that. Okay, this project of the past is one I made in the early 90s for my mom, back when she was director of development for a hospital. And it is made of imported silk. I'm pretty sure it was from Italy. I handmade the little piping edge, also from silk. I hope that this picks up the jacquarding. It kind of has like almost like a little leopard spot in the pattern, and then when you look close, it's got a really pretty floral design in it. I'm pretty sure this is a Vogue pattern. I'm going to look and see if I can find the pattern. I will put the pattern picture up. It has a really pretty cuff. It's buttons all the way down the front, and with these little flower-shaped shell buttons. It has box pleats, so it comes soft. It has a princess seam that ends in a box pleat. It gives a very swishy skirt. It does have shoulder pads. I love this. It's a notched collar, but it doesn't have the seam in it like you would have if it were like you have in jackets, in a tailored jacket. The sleeve is so pretty in this. Now I've got it clipped in the back because she was about a 14. I want to say this is probably about a size 14. You can see the wide shoulder of the time, and it's really worn well. Like, it looks great, even though it's 30 years old, about 30 years old. You can see the swishy skirt, and the back has the same princess seam line ending in a box pleat and a center back seam. Now, I made this before I had kids, back when I worked at the Fabric Stash in Tulsa, which was a beautiful boutique fabric store, clothing fabric store. I taught there, and I did a little bit of fabric buying and purchase orders and all kinds of fun stuff. It was such a fun job. I'm feeling this does not have a pocket. That's what I was checking to see if I put a pocket in this one. I usually did put pockets in this, in her dresses, but I didn't in this one. And I remember, I'm pretty sure it's because of the soft weight of the silk. We decided against it. Anyway, this is one of my projects of the past. I am almost 100% certain it is a Vogue pattern. I'm going to open this up real quick. Here is my facing, and I did the facing trick where I sew the facing together on the edge so we don't have anything showing, and I did use a sew-in instead of a fusible, and this is a silk organza for my interfacing. And the seams are sewn. Now you can see the box pleat. These seams are just serged, but these princess seam, where did I see that? I have yeah, here it is. This princess seam I have hand stitched. Can you see that? Just covering that seam with a little very fine, I think it's just like an organdy trim on the princess seam. So I did a combination of seam finishes in this one. That's how it looks on the inside. Sleeve is just serged in. You can see the facing, how I I stitched it, and the shoulder pad. I'm going to show you so you can see the back side of the button. Aren't those pretty? And this is sewn in a cotton thread. This whole thing is sewn in cotton thread. I did find the pattern for the first one. I am not certain on this one. I found a butterick that's really similar. This one does have the true notched collar with the two pieces. I again made bias to trim it out, and I even put it in this shoulder yoke seam here. This one is just a cotton, and the trim is, it feels like it's a poly trim. These are from the same time period. I made these, I think, in the same year. Potentially. I did make a matching little belt for it, and the buttons are really cute little leaf, they're pearly leaf buttons. You can see the trim there, and this is another one that buttons all the way down. Now where the other one had princess seams that went into a box pleat, this one has little bust line gathers, and the waistline is actually just above the natural waist. It's a little higher, and then it has sewn down pleats. You can see just short little pleats, about 2.5 inches that open up. It has 3 in the front, and it does have a waistline. It's a higher waistline, but it does have a waistline seam. So they're similar in that they're both button front, notched looking collars. There's quite a bit of difference in the way they're sewn, and it has the back instead of darts. It's just gathered all along the back. There's no center back seam on the bodice, but there is on the skirt, and it has the same kind of pleats in the skirt. This one has not quite as full of a skirt as the other one, and of course it hangs a little different because it's just a cotton instead of the silk. You can see the pretty little collar up here. And this one, I'm pretty sure, is just completely serged on the inside. And I think I used a weft, a very lightweight weft type. No, that's just a traditional interfacing, and I did the same thing. I have an interfacing trick video. I will have it linked below where I show how I finish off my facings and interfacing so it looks perfect like that. And then I fuse it afterwards. And this one is all serged on the inside. Because of the era, you can see there's the shoulder pad. Let me flip it up. Oop. There you can see the serging. Very simple. So 2 very classic dresses. These were both made around, I want to say 1994 for both dresses. Shirtwaist, which have been around forever. They could have been worn in the 40s, they could have been worn in the 50s, in the 90s, or today. Very classic looks. If I can find the pattern for this or one really close, I will go ahead and post it just to give you an idea if you want to go out and make something similar. I just love them. They're both about a size 16, I think, so they're too small for me right now. I would love to be able to get back into these. These were my mom's, but I would love to wear them too. You can see the little bit of top stitching right along there. If you'd like to make the shirt I'm wearing, this is the Melody top, and I will have it linked below. At the time, it's too tight. It's a little too tight, and that was my fault. And I said I'd never wear it tied, but I am today, and it's really cute and comfy. So if you'd like to see it, it'll be linked in the description below. Along with the interfacing trick video, I'll also have that linked. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today in the sewing room and letting me talk to you about these very special to me projects from my mom. I miss her so much, and she was such a fun person to sew for, so I love sharing these projects with you. And I will see you next week for another fun video. If you found this video helpful, informative, or just entertaining, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and maybe giving me a hype.